Hi everyone, I am here to get another great project off my list with the help of Dianne from the channel Once Upon a Storage. This is her spring edition of FreeIY. Okay guys, I was helping a friend pack and move and clean and do all those wonderful things that you do when you're getting ready to move. And nevertheless, this was a lovely parting gift, shall I say. But I'd like to think that maybe it really wasn't a freebie after all. I now think that it was actually compensation, considering how hard I worked. Okay, now guys, this is actually a paint sample haul that I got from Ace Hardware. These paint samples are only $1 each.
They do this every year and I go nuts. So this is really how I stock my cupboard for things that I want to mix with chalk paint in all of the colors. So I just thought this was a great time to show it to you. I'm so sorry I didn't post this video in March, but you get the picture. Every year in the month of March, check Ace Hardware to see what paint samples they're going to offer for as little as $1 in a pint size. And 1 pint size can of paint mixed with your actual plaster of Paris can actually help you paint an entire dresser.
Now with just a screwdriver, I was able to remove the actual seat from the bench, and then I made sure that I stored my screws in a Ziploc bag for safekeeping. I also took the liberty to tighten up the legs so they didn't wiggle anymore. I'm mixing by hand this time, so we start with 1 part plaster of Paris,
1 part water.
Now, as you can see, it's starting to thicken, and that's what we're looking for, that pancake batter consistency.
Pour in your paint.
Now, when I painted the top, I painted basically left to right, in other words, horizontally all the way across, very lightly. The first coat is always light. I did that along the sides too because I wanted to see the actual carving come to life. And I decided that I would not add a glaze to this. I simply would use the carving itself, the relief style that it was, to actually be the actual detail on the actual table. No fuss, no muss. Let's work with what we already have. Now, I also wanted to create a linen finish on the very top. Like I said, the first time I painted horizontally, and then the second time around I painted vertically. Once the paint starts to dry, it gets a little tacky, and you can basically see the technique coming through. The next layer I'll go back to horizontal again. I use the same swift painting technique on the bench. I use my Minwax finishing paste to seal both pieces. It's very easy to apply with a lint-free cloth that I normally keep inside of the container. I start in the center and stapled down one side, but staying about maybe an inch away from the very end. Now on the opposite side, I used my clamps to hold the fabric tightly in place. Now you know what I always say about making those nice smooth corners. Just make the bunny ears or napkins, and you'll only need about 3 staples to make that tuck nice and tight. Now I needed to use my hammer for those staples that misbehaved a little bit. I returned the original lining back to the bottom of the seat because you don't want to have loose threads hanging from underneath your seat. So guys, I think this is always a great idea, but I did not add as many staples as there were in the very beginning. Well, that's it for me, guys. Look for all of the links to all of the participating channels in the information box of this video. I just love mixing patterns and prints, and I can't take this into the bedroom because my husband is asleep. But this is how it would look if it was inside. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, stay in prayer and stay creative.